Okay, Paul. Any new concerns ahead of the weekend's game?
No, not at this stage. Should be all good. You want players that want to be part of it at the minute. Should always want that, but certainly when things are going well, there's a good feeling around the place. Then, yeah, I'm sure there's some lads that are hoping to be involved.
Any players coming back into contention that weren't available?
Don't think so at the minute. Scans has trained today, but obviously that's the first time he's joined in fully with the group. Could tell he did a bit of running at the end of it. It was tough, but the most important thing is, that it's what he needs to get up to speed. So pleased to at least get him back involved. But other than that, I think it should be as we are.
And Ryan Taylor has been delivering on the pitch. Has there been any deliveries off the pitch?
I like what you did there, yeah. He's still waiting. So I've just said there is the kind of any danger of trying to help out to speed the process up, but obviously baby will come when they're ready. Just one of those, as I said before, keep checking my phone and fingers crossed it doesn't mean that he can't be part of the game.
And of course you're rolling on into the weekend on the crest of a wave, really, aren't you?
To one degree, and I understand the sentiment. From my point of view, I guess being the boring one, if you like, level-headed, however you want to phrase it, but we've far from done anything. Very still early stages of the season, but we are delighted with how we've started. And as I've touched on earlier, there's a nice feel around the place, but at the same time, fully aware how quickly things can change, and whether that's for an individual, whether it's for the team, whether it's for the club, whether it's for the manager, whatever it may be. We have to stay very grounded, give people the respect they deserve, as we will Eastleigh, because as soon as you get ahead of yourself, that's when there's usually something around the corner that brings you back down to earth. So yeah, we want to enjoy the moment to a degree, but Tuesday night's been and gone, very much so. And as I said, the focus now is for Eastleigh. Like I said, for the players, a lot of it was about recovery. Tomorrow we'll go through the video as always on Eastleigh and how we think they may line up, or certainly what individuals they have within the squad, and then look at what we will hope to do in terms of our lineup.
Yeah, do you know roughly at the moment what kind of a challenge that they may present?
Well, they're off the back of the first victory of the season, a good 4-1 home win, so I'm sure that will give them confidence. I've watched the last couple of games already and seen a change in system, so that's again throws its own question marks up of exactly how they will line up. But they're a team last season that only narrowly missed out on the playoffs. I think they were still in with a shout on the last day. If my memory serves me right, I think they needed a few results to go their way, but I think they had a defeat as it was. But just shows, and obviously a little bit of history with them in terms of beating them to get to the first playoff final against Bristol Rovers. I think Ben was actually playing at that point and now manager. And I think they've been happy with the job that he's been doing there. So they'll be hoping to go better than they did last season and make the playoffs, I'm sure. So it's, there's, I keep saying it, it's very rare that you get an easy game. You certainly don't expect any easy games. But for us, we've got to try and take a lot of the positives we've had in his performances so far. And the biggest thing is we have to have a work rate and a mentality to the game to not drop standards, to see if we can get another victory.
Yeah, is this does this require a little bit more self-motivation on the part of the players? With no disrespect to Eastleigh, coming on the back of some of the teams Grimsby Town have faced, is this a different sort of challenge?
Possibly, and like I say, we 100% mean that with full respect to his opponents. They haven't, got the history, and there's certainly not been as much hype or expectation around them as they were as opponents on Tuesday night, for example. There'll be a different dynamic in the stadium as well, because Eastleigh won't bring as many fans as what Wrexham did, and I think that's easy then for our fans as well. They kind of bounce off each other a little bit, so it will be different, but ultimately it's the same thing in terms of a game of football, and the same things at stake, which is 3 points. So I'm looking at that. It is a different sort of, I mentioned it the other day, keep setting little challenges to the players, little tests what we've been through, and this is probably another test because of that reason what you've just alluded to there. So I can't and won't accept people not approaching it in the right manner. We can all play better and worse from game to game, of course, and that can certainly happen as a team, but we have to have, like I said, the right mentality going into it, and I hope I'll see more of that tomorrow probably, and certainly will on Saturday when it's game time.